How you doing today, folks? Holy crap, what the fuck died on my head? Folks, I am back from YouTube jail. The muskrat on my head has been tamed, and we're gonna check out some cool shit. It wasn't gonna be an unboxing video, but my buddy Ryan decided to wrap this box up with like 9 different labels. So this is gonna be an unwrapping, unflipping, what the fuck ever, I don't know, but let's check it out. Now, before we get started, this channel has been shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm. Less than 3% of non-subscribers see my content. So if you like what you see here, please like the video and subscribe. Most importantly, share. Share everywhere. Bother your friend. Text everyone a share link. Be that guy. Be that douchebag on Christmas. Be like, hey, happy holidays. Watch this. Anyways, let's get started. Now, let's start shifting through this clusterfuck of love. First things first, from the Apex Pass Around group, this is the Artisan Cutlery Great White designed by Gavco. This thing is cool, interesting. So, from what I can tell, this knife suffers from what I call the devil's lock, which means if you touch this little frame lock even slightly, you can't open it. So basically you have to make sure you're off of that, and it does roll out just fine. But I really hate that on knives, man. When the tolerances are so ridiculously out there that like, my finger is just barely touching this lock bar right now and it doesn't open. So take it off and it does roll. Middle finger flick, does flick out just fine. Immediate problems with this knife are this is small. It's a 4-inch blade or almost a 4-inch blade, but because of the way it's designed and everything is just so narrow and so thin that this for me is, I mean, I can get my whole hand on it, don't get me wrong, but it's not comfortable. When you choke up on it, same thing, whole hand's there, but it's not comfortable. It'll be really fun to carry in the actual pocket, you're not gonna feel it at all, but for the actual use of this knife, just not for me personally. Next, we have a pry tool brought to you by Dan Designs. This is also from the Apex Pass Around group. Now, first things first, look at this gigantic flight tag. Remove before pry, because I don't know, you might wanna just like, hold on this. So this is a very interesting titanium pry tool with a level on it and some other stuff. So for me personally, these little things, honestly, I've never really seen the appeal. Like you can't get very much leverage with just this piece. So this is gonna go through some actual hell, and we'll see if this actually works on a job site. Now, if you wanna carry around some pocket jewelry, that's fine, man. But if you wanna work, most of these suck. Will this one suck? We'll find out in, eventually. Now we have some baller shit. This is the Holt Haptic. This is brought to you by my buddy Antic7, and subscribe to him. He's a solid ass dude. So first things first, this knife is tiny. I have a whole finger sticking off. That's not comfortable, but it is very pretty. And Holts are known for their action, and this thing is absolute butter. That is beautiful. Now, we have a gorgeous Warrenclyffe blade slash sheep's foot slash I don't know what the hell else to call it, which means it's gonna cut like an absolute laser beam. At least it should. We have a bronze pocket clip, bronze backspacer, bronze pivot, and the rest is this kind of weird, funky looking purple. First impressions are the ergonomics of my size 2XL hands are pretty poor. The action is absolute butter. This is a very expensive knife, very hard to get, so I would expect no less. But the action is beautiful. The performance, I'll test later. The carry, I did carry this a little bit off camera right now, and the carry is it's decent. Next we have the Caustic. Now immediately, the Caustic is a beautiful knife. Both sides are very interesting. And look at that carbon fiber clip, man. A carbon fiber clip is so hard to do right, and this one appears to be a beautiful one. There is an orange clip collar, because that's fancy, as well as a slightly orange backspacer, which gives it an overall very uniform look. First flip, pretty damn good. It does have that detent, so you have to get past that. Then it does drop down pretty nicely. That's actually really nice. This is also a pretty damn big knife, folks. You guys know it has size 2XL hands, and this takes up all of them. It's also beautifully contoured. Everything's chamfered very nice. Immediate complaint though is the carbon fiber is really, really slick, but because of the texturing on the titanium, it doesn't really go anywhere. This side slips, this side locks. It's a weird sensation, but it works. So far I like it. This is the Caustic I'm not even sure what model it is, if the brand's Caustic, if the knife's called Caustic, I have no idea, but it's pretty cool. Now, last but not least, we have the Assassin, again, brought to us by I'm hyper. I had coffee today, folks. I don't drink coffee, so I am wired. So, first things first, this thing comes in this crazy kind of burlap wrap cord, which is very cool. It's called the Assassin, kind of like a Japanese aesthetic, so that's pretty nifty. So this is called the Argo by Assassin Knives. This is an M390 blade and carbon fiber scales. They are beautiful, beautiful carbon fiber. Look at that, void free, the way it reflects in the light. That is gorgeous. Nice heat anodized pocket clip. Now, this is a front flipper. My test of front flippers are the detent, because it's either really soft, it's too tight, or it's perfect. Now, if it's soft, you can whip your arm out and it'll come flying out. So let's test this for this. Yep. So, while that's cool, that is not a test of a good detent. Again, it should not be able to flick out that easy. But it is kind of fun. Now, as far as how it flicks out, I suck with front flippers in general. On camera's worse, so let's see. Oh, all right, that worked. One thing though is this knife has no ramp, or no detent ball as far as I can tell. So when it drops, it just goes. So you will cut yourself. Not sure if you can see that, but I already have.
It has strong blood.
Now, as far as ergonomics, this knife is not very big, but it's really fat. So as you can see, you got a pretty thick scale, nice fat liner on the inside. So when you put this in hand, you really feel it really locks you in. You have a nice, real secure grip. So ergonomic wise, honestly, this is kind of a home run. It is very slick because the carbon fiber. Overall, I like this. There is also a slight flex in the scales though. So whenever you're actually kind of locking in with your hand, you can feel it flex. There is decent amount of play as far as side to side, very slight up and down. You obviously tighten this pivot, but this is how it came from the factory to Ryan. So this is how they want it, which again is just, that's sloppy. Beautiful knife, really like it, but that's sloppy.